Now, because of this terrorist attack, this led the government of Israel. Who do they think is going anywhere without their babies? Like, I had a breastfeeding baby. When I received the letter, my child was 5 months old. And it was like, oh yeah, so you gotta go. So what's supposed to happen with my babies? Like, I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a baby at the time. What's supposed to happen with my children? Like, so there was shock, and then there was disbelief. And now that it's still carrying on 2 years later, now there's upset. There is anger, there's upset. Like, it's outrageous. I've given them dreams for here. I want my grandchildren to live righteously and to be free to do that, where that may not be so easy anywhere else. Environment is everything. The land here is everything. We strive to create an environment where it's easy to do right, and that to do wrong is what takes effort. Yeah. That's good. There's 3 beds. We have 3 beds. She's crossed it already. Yeah, she's already like halfway. It's like an experience of life. How long? Creativity and innovation. That's hard nerves. They should be me. I had children here. Went through my 30s here, went through my 40s here, and then all of a sudden, I'm 51, and somebody's telling me I'm about to be deported. I couldn't, a part of me really just did not accept that. Fathers, mothers, and family members of ours. It was professional those 6 years because we were something about different communities. And I think we're going to try. We're not black Jews. We're not Jewish. We're not adherents to Judaism, the tenets of Judaism. We're practitioners of spirituality versus religion. They can make all kind of exceptions and creative immigration rules that allow for Ukrainians and all others to come in. But when it comes to those of African ancestry, we seem to be the target of very, very crafty wording and loopholes that define us on the outside. And this from our earliest arrival in Israel. In 1969, on our arrival here, we basically were accepted. I say basically accepted under law of return. See, the problem is that they have a problem with the original Hebrews of the land. Like this man just said, they give the Ukrainians and all other converts that's not even descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Yacobs, they pass laws for them, but they have a problem with the children, the true children of Yisra'EL, Psalms 83. This all was prophesied. Now, the reason we're making this video, and I'm not trying to discourage anybody trying to go back to Israel or go home, but Yahuwah is the one that's going to gather us, all right? Because it seems like no matter where we go, these people, they're going to bother us, all right? This is called Yacob's trouble,
All right, but the scripture says that we will be saved out of it. All right, let's jump back into the video.
It was just very loose. It wasn't something that was rigid like that. They would study outside, sitting on rocks, in the cold, in the heat, and it forced us to establish our own institution. We didn't return or come to Israel looking for a job. We didn't come here because we didn't have any other options. We didn't come to Israel.
See, here's the thing, bro. We just want to be left alone. All right? It seems as no matter where we go, we get oppressed as a people. All right? And that was also prophesied in the book of Deuteronomy. All right? That's just part of one of the curses of the children of Yisra'EL. All right? Can we get from under the curses? Of course. But the scriptures say that the curses will be here, they will be upon us forever for a sign. All right? Nobody's getting oppressed like we are. Nobody. All right? We can't go nowhere without being bothered. All right, let's jump back into the video.
An asylum. We came to Israel by a divine calling. The same way there are people who return back to Israel by divine calling from other places in the world. And the reason why they rejected us was because they said they didn't want us to be inside of their institutions. And
okay, so I wanted to chime in real quick. Now, if you read the Bible, the Israelites have African, so-called African, right? Because we know that the continent was called by many names. It was called Alabukan, which means literally the Garden of Eden. It was called Cush, all right? And it was also called Ethiopia. Now, Israel is in Northeast Africa, right? It's on the same tectonic plate as Egypt, which is Africa. Now, these people know that if you read the Bible, the real Yahudis or the real Israelites or Hebrews have African ancestry. Why? Because they mix with the Canaanites. They mix with the Egyptians. All right? Now, if you test these people DNA, the little hat-ish people, the converts, the white Jewish people, they have no African ancestry. And if they do, it's like small numbers. All right? Let's jump back into the video, man.
In that way, we would probably affect the other children. The establishment of the state of Israel was based on the fact that Israel is the ancestral home of the Jewish people, right? Or the people of the Bible.
And they can't even prove that. They came into the land in 1948 by the help of America and the British. It's a book called The Balfour Agreement. All right, everything is recorded, man. It's there. All right. So the Bible tells us that the Israelites will be scattered into all nations. All right. This did not happen to the little hat-ish people. This did not happen to them. Okay. Yeah, let's jump back into it, man.
People of the book. We identify as being part of that people as well. And so we came back home by divine.
It's crazy because they're not even telling them they not. Like, these people, our brothers and sisters that's in Demona, Israel, they're not even telling the little hat-ish people that they not Israelites. They just saying, hey, we Israelites too. And we can prove it. But yet, they say we not. All right. This is crazy. But, you know, so all my brothers and sisters that's, you know, trying to go back to the land of Israel, you just got to keep this in mind. All right, Yacobs, trouble, man, over the whole four corners of the earth. No matter where we go, they're gonna bother us. All right, no matter where we go. So, in the book of Isaiah 11, it says that Yahuwah will gather his people. All right. So, like I say, man, not trying to discourage anybody. If it's put on your heart, like these people feel like it was divine, it was a divine calling. All right. If they feel like it was a divine calling, if you feel like that in your heart, then go. All right. But remember that Yahuwah said he gonna gather us from all four corners of the earth, the islands of the sea, everywhere. All right. And we're gonna read that after this video. Let me go ahead and let it finish. Calling like a lot of other people did. What is the reason why we are the only people who have not been accepted after 50 plus years in Israel? Wonder why. That's something that nobody can be able to explain. Why? Because they know that we are the true children of Yisra'EL, man. They don't want us there. Nobody wants us anywhere. They tell us in America, go back home, go back to Africa. Then when you go back, they don't want you there either. Interesting. Ain't nobody praise him like the Hebrews. Nobody praise the way we eat, the way we walk, the way we talk, y'all. I don't know why they are giving this much out. All right, we're going to just go over a few scriptures, man. Check this out. This is Jeremiah All right, Jeremiah 30 and 7. What does it say? Alas, this is what the prophet Jeremiah prophesied. For that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Yacob's trouble. But here's the good news. But he shall be saved out of it. All right. Verse 8 says, for it shall come to pass in that day, says Yahuwah of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off his neck and will burst your bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. All right. So, the calamity that's coming upon our people, just know, Yahuwah promised, says we will be saved out of it. All right, here we are in Tehillim, which Psalms 83, all right? What does it say? Keep not thy silence, O Elohim. Hold not your peace and be not still, O El. For lo, your enemies, yes, the Most High has enemies. Those who persecute his people are the enemy of the Most High. For lo, your enemies make a tumult, right? And they that hate you have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people and consulted against your hidden ones. What's crafty counsel? Crafty counsel is the stuff that they doing to us. They hiding our heritage. All right. They oppressing us. They making laws against us. All right. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. See, ain't that what they doing? Ain't that what they doing to our brothers and sisters in the Homer? That the name of Yisra'EL may be no more in remembrance. All right. That's what they doing. They trying to suppress the awakening. All right. For they have consulted together. Who is they? We're about to find out. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. All right. Who are the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, right? Those are the Arabs, Moab, and the Hagrim. All right. These are African nations, at nations in the Middle East. The so-called Middle East, what they called it. Gival and Ammon and Amalek, all right, Esau, all right, the Philistines, These are Africans with the inhabitants of Tisor. Ashur, those are the Middle East, also joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot. All right? Selah. Do unto them as you did unto Midian and to Sisera. All right? Ashur. And as to Yavin, the brook of Kison. Jabin. Okay? He says, intelligent Yavin, the name of two Kenyan kings. Okay? These are Africans. See, also, so when you hear about uh, Africans selling Africans, Africans selling Africans and selling us in the slave trade, the Hamites, right? Some kingdoms in Africa are also confederate, right? Everybody kicking against this awakening and it's true. Now, let's go see where the Most High said he was going to gather his people from. All right, we're here in the book of Yashayahu, which is Isaiah. And for those who don't know, Isaiah, Yashayahu means salvation. All right, that's the name of the Messiah also. Let's drop down to 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that Adonai shall set his hand again to set this the second time. All right. So now, when you think about the so-called Exodus in 1948, that was a false Exodus. How do I know that? Let's go. Let's see. To recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Ashur, and from Mitzrayim, that's Egypt, and from Pathros, that's Africa, and from Cush, that's Africa, and for Elam, that's so-called Middle East, and for Shinar, that's the so-called Middle East, and from Hamat. All right? Aram, that's so-called Middle East. And from the west, the islands of the sea. Now, in 1948, I got a question. Now, in 1948, did these people come from here? I don't think so. They came from Poland and Russia. All right? So, let's look at verse 12. And he shall set up the ensign for the nations. See, this is what the nations are trying to, by keeping us oppressed and trying to deport us out of our rightful place, and we're not welcome nowhere around the world. They're trying to stop this. They're trying to stop the Yahuwah. They're trying to stop Yahuwah's judgment, but and because they know when we come together as a nation, it's judgment on the nations. So this is what they're trying to prolong, basically. And verse 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Yisra'EL, Yasharal, and gather together the dispersed of Yahudah from the four corners of the earth. Now, the Jewish people in the land today claim that they Judah. Did they come from the four corners of the earth? Out of captivity and slavery? No, they didn't. All right. Now here's another prophecy that's in the making. The envy of also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Yahudah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Yahudah, and Yahudah shall not vex Ephraim. So this is mean the southern and the northern kingdom gonna all come together. All right. But this is only gonna happen when Yahuwah gather his people. All right. Now, we still fighting amongst each other right now. And I believe until we come together and become one stick, like the Bible say, Ephraim and Yehudah, all right, this won't come to pass until then. So the Most High waiting on us, man. But yeah, man, this is Yacobs' trouble, man. Jeremiah 30:7. All right, they trying to cut us off from being a nation. They trying to oppress us from every continent that we own. They oppress us. But judgment is coming to these nations, and that's what they trying to do. They trying to prolong their judgment. They know it's coming. All right, Yisra'EL, man, that been my time, man. May Yahuwah bless all of you, man. And those Gentiles that cleave to Yacobs and pushing this truth also, man. That's been my time, man. I'm out. Shalom.